Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome
Happy
to
New Year.
one. We are back after a 2-week break.
And we're still in fucking lockdown.
And we're still in lockdown, yeah.
Even worse than we were when we left.
Yeah. But less said about that, the better, eh? Because I got called a conspiracy theorist the other day by...
I was going to say, it'll be a whole different podcast,
and I was very hurt by it as well. So, yeah. I'm not talking about it anymore. Yeah, so let's catch up. Where were we last week? We was the first Killers album, and we are now moving straight on to the second Killers album. It looks like everyone's having a break. Steve Harris is busy at the moment editing the Live at Donaton video and CD, and he's also listening to audition tapes. We'll come back to him later. Next week, we're going to catch up with Bruce and his very dodgy trousers.
They were special.
Solo album that he's working on. But in the meantime, we're catching up with our best lovable rogue, Mr. Paul Diano. He's found his feet again. He's found his groove, finally, with Killers, Murder One.
So, as experience would tell you, what comes next?
Well...
Menace to Society
he
comes
decides
next.
to move to LA and join a gang. And... decides to dress like Brian Harvey from...
What other shit is there in his fucking biography? Let him hook a snort fucking Charlie off his cock and all that stuff. I mean, what?
Yeah, I think he married that woman as well, apparently.
Fucking stroll on.
Same lineup as well, apparently.
No, well, you one guitarist short, and I think it tells. Yeah, Nick Burr left. Only 4-piece on this, or on the recording anyway.
Yeah.
And I think it shows, as we'll get into.
I think that Nick Burr was a session, was he actually on the album? I remember seeing.
Yeah, he was. He was fully paid up.
Yes, he was. Yeah, don't know what made me think different. I'm sure it was something in the CD booklet, but yeah, don't matter. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so we're apart from that though, yeah, same lineup, just filed down to a 4-piece. What is it? 2 years difference?
Yeah, 2 years. So obviously, Vulgar Display of Power had dug its way into Paul's brain and unfortunately not let go.
Well, as much as we're gonna go into that, I'm gonna give a little bit of leeway because he wasn't the only one. In all fairness.
Oh no, there was that hit a lot of people, didn't it? But
yeah, a lot of people started incorporating groove into their sounds, and a lot. I mean, Rob Alford quit Judas Priest and basically
did fight. Yeah.
With also, did you know? Just a little tidbit with Fight, the guitarist in them is now in Steel Panther. One of the guitarists, anyway. Yeah.
Oh mate.
Yeah. I was listening to Jamie Jaster's podcast a few years ago, and guitarist from Steel Panther was on it, but he was doing the interviewing character. And Jamie Jester didn't realise. He went, "So you was in Fight, weren't you?" Rob Halford. He's like, "No." He's like, "Yeah, you were." He's like, "I was never in Fight." He's like, and he said his name. I forget his Steel Panther name is. He was like, "No, such and such thing. He was never in Fight." And I think he must have winked at him or something because Jamie goes, "Oh, right, yeah."
Oh, fuck off.
He went, but the guitarist that played on those albums was awesome. That guy kicked ass, yeah. But
that's what I think about them.
So, yeah, we're 2 years later with carrying on, really. And, a dramatic change in sounds. Pantera of... it's funny, isn't it? The amount of people that knock Pantera now, but
they shaped the landscape, didn't
they? That band took metal and shook it up and gave it a good kick up the arse that it needed. We've got to remember that thrash was on its arse at the time. Death metal was coming through, but that was in the underground, and we needed a metal band to shake things up. Yeah,
Pantera. I mean, they were lightning in a bottle and. They took like you say, took metal. Them a machine head. Less, whatever you might think of Rob Flynn now,
Mm.
But what that man has done for the landscape of metal, fucking hell, it's, he changed it. Because Pantera were fighting the battle, but when Burn My Eyes came out, fucking hell, that gave everyone a shot in the arm.
I mean, Slayer was still fighting the good fight, but they adjusted and kind of went underground rather than tried.
They consolidated what they had, didn't they? They were like, we're not going to expand anymore. Let's just keep what we got. And like I say, they went underground.
And Testament did the same. They adapted to the death metal.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I think the three defining albums really for the 90s were Vulgar Display, Burn My Eyes, and The Manufacturer.
Yeah. Yeah, definite groove metal there, aren't they? All three of them.
So yeah, with basically this is a Pantera light album.
Yeah, it's those three albums you just mentioned. This is not like any one of them.
No.
It's about as far from those three albums you can get.
There was a lot of groove orientated bands as well. I suppose Sepultura.
Oh, the changing between Arise and Chaos AD, that's groove. Then they went completely up their own arse with Roots, but that's another story.
Yeah. So I think it's safe to say, just a little, I suppose a little thingy. We always kind of tell you what we're going to tell you, then sum up at the end and tell you what we told you. But some albums age like wine, others age like bread, and
and that sums up Killers, because like they're two albums, because Murder One, age like wine, it's fucking brilliant, but this like you say, age like bread, and I suppose I'm being a bit too harsh, and it ain't shit. There's a lot worse albums come out around this time. It's just not what it could have, not what that band should have produced.
They tried adapting. They did that age-old thing where they went, right, what's hot at the moment, and let's adapt to it. And it's no, you should have just stuck with your guns. You found
because that sound they had on Murder One was it wasn't original, but it was. And
they still could have incorporated groove with it. I mean, if you'd take the first Judas Priest album with Tim Owens, Jugulator.
Oh yes,
that was Pantera. That was Painkiller with groove.
That's a fabulous album.
That was Painkiller.
Yeah.
Pantera.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Funny enough.
Yeah, there you go.
That was a complete coincidence, by the way, but it was as well. So yeah, right. So let's get into it. I'm just as well. New Year's resolution. Well, it's not really a New Year's resolution. It's just over the Christmas period, I overindulged like we all do, and I'm gonna give a couple of weeks of being good. But I had one beer left in the fridge, and I saved it for tonight. So, cheers. Have you seen that?
Yeah, fucking hell. Well, I take your beer and I raise you a Cherryade in a Book of Souls cup. There we go.
Cherryade?
Fucking.
Oh, they still make that.
Oh, mate.
You're going to have Dandelion and Burdock next as well. I bet you drink Tab Clear. Do they still make Tab Clear?
No, mate.
That is the best. There's a can like that as well. One of those ones that have you seen the one of Steve Harris sitting on a wall like that? A can of Tab Clear. He's got his foot up on the thing like that. Yeah. It's like, it looks like lemonade, but it tastes like Coke. Mad, isn't it? So yeah, once that's gone, that's it. I'm done.
Is that it? Yeah.
Yeah, for a while anyway.
On the wagon.
On the wagon. I've got a
Up on, son. I've been on it for fucking 21 years.
I've got a calorie counting app as well. Right. And even with that, I've still got 600 left. Good as that. So I can have as many of these as
That's it, yeah.
I've only got one left. It's a bollocks.
Just go and face plant a gatto.
Yeah. I've got to make the calories up.
That's it.
Anyway, right. So, advanced.
We've put it off long
and
enough.
be
We've got to talk about it.
Yeah, let's get into the mire. not really much to talk about, is it? It's a load of sampling and a load of thingy. It's just a little intro track.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically him calling out his enemies, of which there are none. You know, all that shit he's been dwelling on while he's been inside. But musically, it's all right. The drums, awesome kick drum sound, but hideous snare sound. It's everything you want and everything you don't want from triggered drums. Because triggered drums are supposed to give you this perfect sound, and the kick drums sound great, but the snare sounds like a fart in a lift, and it's hideous. But it's like I say, musically it's all right, but the lyrics are just laughable.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I mean, I like Five Finger Death Punch. I love them, and I love Ivan's lyrics because fist in the air lyrics. I like Limp Bizkit because I like Fred Durst's lyrics because they're fist in the air lyrics. But these are fucking cringeworthy, and it's just like, I'll stop it.
Yeah, there's a fine line, isn't there? I mean,
Yeah.
just funny enough, we were just talking about Jugulator. A lot of people say about that it had corny lyrics, and I was always like, "Hello, metal gods."
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Free Will Burning and fucking Turbo Lover.
Yeah.
And now you're going to get shirty about
pretty
lyrics.
Much any lyric off of Painkiller.
But it is, yeah. This is about a robotic headache tablet to save the world. Surely they could have thought it's like the painkiller, headache tablet. Yeah, but I don't know. There is a fine line, isn't there, between cheesy and naff?
Yeah, there is. It's the same as that line between genius and insanity, isn't it? It is very fine. And if you nail it, you nail it. But if you don't nail it, you miss the target by a mile.
And there's that. It's cheese, but it's cool, and I like it. It's forgivable. And then there's, and I think, and I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were saying the most British word is naff.
Yeah.
No one knows what it means apart from us.
No, well, it was invented for porridge, wasn't it?
And what, the show?
Yeah, they invented the word because they couldn't swear on BBC One TV.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Early evening, so they invented a swear word, and it caught on.
Oh, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? It's you can't define it, but you know it when you see it, and
yeah.
It's one of those ones as well. Is that cheesy? It's like if you have to ask.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And yeah, there's again, it's I don't know. Some people can get away with saying can get away with cheese as well. Like we reviewed Primal Fear on the podcast.
They get away with it easy.
Yeah, but it's like there's a fine line. There is a defining line as well when it comes to Manowar. Apparently, I'm not a Manowar fan. I don't really know that much about them.
I've never understood them whatsoever.
But apparently, people that are fans of them go, no, there is a line between old and new.
Oh, right.
Apparently, the old stuff is really good. The first 7 albums or so.
Yeah.
And apparently, it was it was just as cheesy as anything else, but it was cool. And then they became like this pantomime.
Yeah, fucking Harleys down the streets and all that, getting overtaken by kids on skateboards and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like I say, it could even be an item of clothing. You could look ridiculous in something. Someone else can look really cool in it. It's all about how you carry it, I suppose. But
this is definitely the wrong side of the line, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, let's.
We've spent. Yeah. On to number 2, Die by the Gun. I mean, it's a new level, isn't it?
A new level, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's their version of a new level, complete down to the drum intro and the weird off-time riff and that. But obviously, that's an insult to a new level, because a new level is one of the greatest metal songs of the 90s. This is not. It's competently played. The musicians can play their instruments. That we knew that from the first album.
The whole album is competent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Played, and the album actually flows well.
But it's just derivative, isn't it? You just groove metal. You either there's only a few bands, because we were talking the other day, weren't we, about the genre, how many bands are in groove metal genre, and you can probably count them on the good ones. You can count on the fingers of one hand.
Yeah.
Because there's so many ones who just fucking do it because, oh yeah, let's be a fucking Pantera cover band, and no, this is just horribly advised. You know.
Yeah. I mean,
know,
and
see,
none of that.
like,
The main riff, that dun, 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 dun,
yeah,
dun, that would have been an interlude for Dimebag. That would have been a
yeah,
nice little riff to
that's
lead
it, yeah.
to stick between
But then
two sections.
but they run
It would
this
be
out
like dun
for,
dun 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 dun
yeah,
dun
yeah,
dun dun,
that's
and
it,
then
yeah.
it would go into a
Something else.
you know, it'd just be a little leadway to go into another section.
Not repeated for 4 minutes.
Yeah,
Or
and
whatever
this
it
is
is.
like
Or
the main.
I know it's fucking back. Wasn't it? Not even that long, is it? Was it 3 minutes? I lost track because
It's 4 minutes a song. Yeah.
it just sounds forced. It's like, look at us. Yeah, we're fucking tough guys, man. You know, no, stop it.
Yeah.
You don't need to. You don't need to do it. And yeah, you know, and when he's singing and he's fucking his voice. Stop it. Trying to be his Phil Anselmo voice.
Yeah.
You know, we've already discussed what Paul's voice is best suited for, and it ain't this.
Yeah, there are a couple of slower ballady songs coming up. So
We'll get to them because again, we've said it before. He works best when he's doing a more mid-tempo, slower thing. But yeah, no, this is Pantera light. It ain't even fucking Pantera light. It's an insult to Pantera, man. I mean, this is Pissing Razors light.
Yeah,
because Pissing Razors were Pantera light.
They were quite freshy as well, Pissing Razors.
They had about 3 good songs on every album. They should have just released one album in their entire career, and it would have been the best album ever written.
Yeah, they would have if they put out a live album. If they reformed a live, that would be a really good set. But that'd be it.
Yeah.
But
no, I mean, you know, I can't. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Can we?
What, the album or the?
Yeah. No. I mean,
right. So, Menace to Society. This is a weird song.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a drum led.
Yeah, I mean, it's a drum intro, which old Stephen Hopgood he likes the sound of his own drums, as we find out, because he's always doing drum intros. You're hideously out of focus, by the way, son. I don't know what you Yeah, it's like I'm looking at you pissed.
I played around on the OBS the other day and sorted all the resolution out, so I don't.
Yeah, no, it ain't working. Oh well, so
it seems to help out.
Yeah, but yeah, not important. We can hear you fine. But you know, I mean, the whole song's based on this is what the judge called him, isn't it, at the sentencing? Called him a menace to society, and he's fucking basically written a whole album about that.
Nothing to do about with a film coming out of that name of that year, did it?
But you know, again, competently played, but just turn it off.
Yeah, it's got. I'm trying to. It's got like a sort of. It's that sort of mid-paced, dun with a rap over the bass.
Yeah. You know, don't you? Yeah.
You know, every band had that song where it was just the bass and the thing, and then the guitar would kick in for a bit, and then it'd just be the bass and drum lead.
Yep.
It was normally a filler. It was normally the second from last song. But,
yeah, not your fucking your second proper song on the album.
Yeah. Fuck you! I do what I want to do.
It's cringeworthy, isn't it? You know.
Yeah. You just think, oh god. Anyway, right. So now we've got a question mark.
We all know Paul ain't like that, don't we? I mean, we met the geezer.
Yeah.
He's sound as a pound. You know, I don't like because all we seem to do is slag the geezer off. But we're not slagging him off. It's just it's the choices he makes. They're fucking ill-advised at best.
Yeah.
And if you ever watch this, Paul, I love you, man. But you gotta. I think you probably know yourself that you've made some wrongins.
Yeah.
But it's fucking hell. Track 4.
Right. So now we've got some sort of.
But the question mark
chains. Yeah.
The question mark sums up the entire album because it's like.
What? Yeah.
You know, But yeah, I mean, you're saying Alice in Chains. I liken this track to Corrosion of Conformity, Blind. It's got that sort of vibe to it, like Vote with a Bullet. It's really weird.
Well, that era of Corrosion of Conformity and say the first Alice in Chains, maybe Alice in Chains at their heaviest in that era.
But you see how
aren't a million miles away. I mean, it wouldn't have been uncanny if they did a tour together or if they did like a gig. Funny enough, I was listening to...
again, we're coming back to it, aren't we? We've always talked about Paul never knows what he wants to do on an album.
Nah.
And you just think you've got it nailed, Pantera Light, then he throws in this song.
Yeah. But again, there was that was, especially on those albums as well, where they were all long and there would be that odd jammy song that kind of just went nowhere and was all like long and drawn out, and there'd be like a spoken word, some bullshit poetry or something.
Yeah.
And then it'd be kind of Sabbathy. And Sabbath, one thing, right? Especially the original Sabbath. In fact, no, all Sabbath to a point. Yeah. They never went like all psychedelic and weird and just like went up their own arse and did like a fucking 20-minute wank fest. All their albums were short and concise and about an half hour long. 8 songs, boom, out, go. Yeah. There was no fat on any of them albums. Last 2 went a bit wobbly, but
yeah, I've never been the biggest fan of them. You know, I appreciate their standing in the community and all the rest of it, but they left me a bit cold.
I think if you check out the later albums, you'd really like them.
I'm more inclined to listen to Heaven and Hell.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Heaven and Hell, you know.
I think the Heaven and Hell it's the same. Yeah, and the album they did with Ian Gillan's really good, and the Tony Martin era.
I know you're always going about that.
It's one of the most overlooked eras of rock music ever, and it's got to do with the fact that 4 of the 5 albums are out of print. But yeah, we'll cover that another day. But yeah, this is just a fucking weird just a shit song, isn't it? It's not even a song. It's like a really long intro,
and it goes on fucking way too long.
Yeah,
that stage it's welcome long before it ends.
I think you could even forgive it if it was split up into a couple of sections and used as interludes.
Yeah,
about the album.
Yeah, it'd be a way to go.
Maybe, but yeah, it's just this bass and drum which leads into a riff.
But another drum intro,
screaming into this filter, just a load of bollocks.
Yeah, another drum intro. I mean, as I said, Hopgood loves the sound of his own voice.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, he's a good drummer, but fuck off. You know, you're supposed to be part of an ensemble. You have a time to shine. Yeah. You know, not every fucking song, but no, I mean, this album is falling flat on its arse at every attempt so far, and you know, it's just nothing to redeem it in the first 4 songs at all, really.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's think brutal and move forward.
Shit title, isn't it? I mean, fucking.
Again, this isn't actually a bad song, but just it gets to the chorus and you're just like, oh no. Did he just? Yeah, he did.
It's just fucking story you can say.
And it's a shame because again, you know, Steve Hopgood, is it?
Steve Hopgood, yeah.
He got some good riffs on this album, in all fairness, but again, if you listen to what he did in his last album and you know what stuff he does in Tank, this isn't his natural habitat either. Yeah,
it's a strange one. I mean, then they've also done the Pantera thing of soloing over the bass. Because normally when you have a solo, you have rhythm guitar filling in the blanks, don't you?
Yeah.
And there's only one band who can get away with it, and it's Pantera.
What's the I think it might be Think Brutal. Let me just quickly. But when you're talking about Yeah, hold on. Yeah, it's this song. So you know, on New Level, he goes, "Been shit on, pissed on, fucked with." Duh, duh. He literally mixed that for this song. He if it's not this one, it was the last one. But let's quickly look up the lyrics. But yeah, I've been kicked in. Yeah, I've been pissed on, shit on, kicked in the head. Sometimes I feel like I'm better off dead.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. That little bit, I was like, that's the copy and paste of New Level. And yeah, and that's about as good as it gets, really. It reminded me of New Level.
Right, track 6. Now we're fucking talking, because it's a slower one.
Yes.
Past Due, and it's what we know they do. This band do really well. They do the slower fucking the old power ballad, whatever you want to call it. They know how to write one, and they prove it again here.
Yeah.
You know, this is what they should be fucking doing, because this sounds like it could have been on Murder One.
And this is the thing as well. What did I say about Battle Zone? You've got this War Zone,
you
know,
and you never get what
metal band.
They're not Ron Seal, are they? Yeah, they're always giving you. They're not what
the ballads are the best song.
Yeah.
Well, this gun-toting fucking hardcore gangster who lives and dies by the gun, who you don't fuck, who thinks brutal.
Yeah.
Is sitting around by the phone, waiting
for his missus to call. Yeah, you know.
Who the fuck?
I know.
It's like,
he just needs a cuddle, mate.
Soulmate, we know it.
Just needs a cuddle.
Nice bloke. Just nice bloke. It don't soak up. Yeah. Did I just instruct you or something? Say something?
Your mic's breaking up now. What's going on? Your mic's breaking up now.
How about now?
Yeah, it's a bit better. You had this last time, didn't you? Your mic died on you halfway through.
Yeah. A new one. Oh,
yeah, no, it's like being a
new one. You go.
It's like being on a conversation with bad mobile signal. Can barely hear you, mate.
Is it still not improving?
Oh, no, that's better. Yeah, it's better now.
I did nothing.
That's fucking weird, isn't it?
Right. Okay, right. Let's crack on before
you lose it. Do we have to? Because we've got. I mean, what the fuck is this next song all about?
Faith Healer.
Yeah.
That's a cover.
Yeah, I know it's a cover, but I'm saying, what the fuck is it all about? I mean, I checked out the original for the first time ever.
What did you think?
No.
Mad, didn't they?
Not for me, mate. Fucking hell.
Sensational Alex Harvey band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see why they've picked.
They're off their time. Let's put it like
that. Yeah. I mean, they and Killers have picked this to obviously, you know, pick something out of left field. I'm surprised.
I think they were like a British Alice Cooper.
Oh, fucking weird.
Yeah,
but the song is fucking way too long.
This is like 70s albums, man. There's some fucking bonbon stuff on them.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, this song's long, but it's shorter than their fucking original, and this is too long. He just repeats and repeats and repeats, but they basically metaled it up, haven't they?
That's but I like what they've done with it actually.
Yeah, it's like
the way they metaled that song up, and
that's like what they did with Children of the Revolution. They didn't try and change nothing. They just metaled it up. So fair play to them for doing that, because they just playing a heavier version of a song they obviously like, or it's obviously a band that Paul's grown up with or whatever.
And this song is still in Paul's set.
Oh, is it?
Today, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, or regularly, let's say.
Yeah.
Not as often as Wrathchild, but no, regularly he still plays it. I think it must have been a band he grew up listening to. Or...
Yeah, and he's just, you know, like I say, wanted to cover one of his influences, but it's just a fucking weird song. But you know, I just don't know, because I thought Children of the Revolution was a really good choice of the song to cover, and they did it really fucking well. But this is just this bizarre. But you should expect nothing you should expect the unexpected with him by now, shouldn't we? You know, it's like
it is one thing consistent is that he's inconsistent.
It's inconsistency, yeah.
Oh well, right. Moving on. Chemical imbalance, if ever there was one. We've got one now.
Yeah, I mean they've recycled in their own riffs now because this is the main riff from Die by the Gun. It is, isn't it? When I put it on, it was backwards. Like, fuck's sake, you know. But there is some good music in this, like actual not, competently played music. There's some good riffs in this. I think it's the pre-chorus riff where he talks about when I was younger. Da, 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 da. That's quite a good riff. And then about 2 minutes 40, it kicks in with a section that's just sort of straight chugging with a 4/4 drum beat, and it's really effective. Not trying to be too fucking technical, not trying to be whatever. It's just nice and simple. And it's a breath of fresh air, actually. It's just a straight down the line metal riff, and it really works. And it sort of brings the song up.
Pretty good, straightforward thrash riff, really.
Yeah. But yeah, and it's Hopgood's just playing a simple beat, which I've said time before, a good drummer knows when not to drum. And it's just a simple groove beat, something Vinny and Dime would have done. Mm. And it works quite well. And it sort of elevates the song to one of the better songs on the album for me. Aside from, it's that last section that saves it, because it starts off pretty, like I said, recycled riffs and all that, but it elevates at the end. So, fair play. We finally got a song that I didn't want to skip. Say Past You I didn't. So we're 2 songs out of 8.
Right. Now the next 2 songs, one of them apparently wrote him in his prison cell. The next one, is
a song for you.
I can't remember exactly how it goes, but I think he one is about a really bad relationship, which is obviously a song for you. But I think another one was one of an ex-wife or so that he kind of regretted. Like, realised the breakup was his fault.
I think that would be 3 words. So
that was 3 words. Yeah, apparently first. That was a bit of a.
I actually don't mind this song. I actually don't mind this song. It's a nice mid-paced song. I think it's probably the best heavy song on the album.
What's that, song for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I'll cover that one first. But yeah.
Lyrics aside, I mean, but because let's not fuck about. It's a song that has a lyric: sycophantic smarty pants sniffing around your boss's arse. Do you know what I mean? It's like, for fuck's sake, stop it. I mean, we talk about Steve Harris lyrics sometimes, but these take the fucking biscuit, mate. I mean, but sorry.
I think Steve Harris writes good lyrics. I just like it when he talks in interviews. He sounds like Danny from With No and I.
Yeah, but that line I've just
to death with their own shoes. Yeah.
But that line I've just read, you've got to try and sing that in a faux tough guy American accent.
In an American accent, if in an English accent, in a punk song, it probably would. Yeah. English people can't say ass. You can't say kick ass or.
No, you say arse.
Arse.
But sycophantic smarty pants. I mean, I think it must be the only lyric that's got smarty pants in it. You know what I mean? It's not written for a kid's nursery rhyme. But fucking hell, I mean, but that song doesn't derail. That line doesn't derail the song. Yeah. It does its best. But it just about recovers. Like I'm saying, it's the best heavy song on the album for me.
It's probably the more original one, isn't it? This sounds like this is where it's sort of into this part of the album. There, it doesn't quite. We're not just sitting there going, "Yeah, that sounds like them."
Yeah, no. The back half of the album is, like you say, it's a bit different. Like we haven't the first part of the album was front loaded with poor man's groove metal.
And that's the thing as well. I mean, he does complain a lot about record labels, and maybe they did go, yeah, we want to hear that,
Yeah, you don't know, do you? I mean, you give the geezer a bit of credit, So, but no, there's definitely more going on in the back half of the album.
Yeah,
not more variety.
I'm just saying that his next solo album's a bit.
Yeah, I think I stopped after this with Diano, so I'm in for some treats. I think
there's a good solo album coming. There's a couple of solo albums where he literally it's just pop rock, and literally AOR makes, like, if you think Diano's bad,
Yeah.
But then he does a metal album. When he gets back and does another Battlezone album, the guitarist, or one of the guitarists on that, he does a solo album with. That's all right, actually. But yeah, from what I remember anyway.
So yeah, we're
Yeah.
going to remember it soon.
Right, so song for you. Yeah, things pick up a bit really now. So we're gaining ground. We're the boiler's kicking in.
Yeah, your favourite one, yeah.
Example. So yeah, now 3 words.
It's another ballady one. That's obviously where they excel. I don't think it quite hits the mark like Past You did. I think it's a bit too similar.
The thing is, as well, I mean, not that I'm criticising his singing, but the quiet bit at the beginning, when it goes into the next layer of the song, or the next part of the song, he still stays at that quiet bit.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah,
and it kind of just goes, and he just sort of stays at the same level.
Yeah, he doesn't elevate, does he?
Yeah, until the chorus when it's bah, you know.
Yeah, yeah. There's
no gap between that and
there's no the dynamics in it are all wrong, aren't they? Like you say, it should gradual build.
And again, I mean, it's a pretty it's an introspective song about, sort of, it's obviously about a relationship that's gone wrong or is going wrong at least.
Yeah, and you can draw your own conclusions.
He's realising, no, I'm the problem, and I've got to fix this, and and the line is, "Sorry is not enough. I love you dearly," or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe you could just elevated it somehow and just built up the sort of the drama or the tension a bit, because when it comes to the chorus, it's like, save me.
Yeah.
That's where he's breaking down. He's and you just think you've gone from a quiet. Yeah, he's just like, build it up a bit more. Yeah. Build up to that chorus, because the chorus
dynamics are all wrong.
Yeah, but I think I've seen this song done live before. Don't know where.
Well, he has released a couple of live albums, hasn't he? From Killers.
There is a Killers live album, and that is a pretty good set, actually.
Yeah.
It's not very. It's a few Maiden numbers in it, but it's not. It doesn't rely on them. It sort of saves at the end. Cool. But let me just quickly look it up, because you've got obviously the one at the beginning. You've got New, Live and Rare, which I think that's just like a collection of stuff. But then there's one where it's an actual gig.
Yeah.
And that's called, no, it's not Live at the Whiskey.
South American Assault or something.
No, that was the one before. That was the one where they did all the Maiden songs.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, that's the one that got them signed, wasn't it?
Oh, it's just live, yeah. Yeah, so they literally do 3 live albums in a row. So one, I think this is on the Menace to Society tour, and it's just called Live. And that is a good... that is a good set.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, they have the Advance to Be Recognised, so the intro track from this album, but then go into Martial Lockjaw. Then you've got The Beast, Wrathchild, A Song for You, and 3 Words. So that's the first songs from this album in the set.
Oh, right.
You and 3 Words.
I'll have to check that out.
Impaler, Murders of the Rue Morgue, Children of the Revolution, Chemical Imbalance. So they're playing all the good ones.
Yeah. Remember
Tomorrow, Protector, then Die by the Gun, Faith Healer. They finished with Faith Healer, by the way. And then in the encore, Sanctuary and Phantom of the Opera. So it's not they don't rely heavily on.
Yeah, no, it's actually set. I'd have made a couple of changes, but it's not a bad set.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, pretty good sort of ballady.
Yeah, like I say, it doesn't
sort of deep, dark song. It's
doesn't hit the same mark as Past You, but that was a really good song. I think if that wasn't on the album, this would stand out more.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But it is what it is.
And where are we now?
Conscience, number 11. Bit different. Bit of an old school Killers vibe on this one.
Yeah, nice introduction.
Yeah, it's a pleasant surprise at the end of a long slog of an album, really. You know, because those first 6-7 tracks, it was painful.
Yeah, this sounds a bit out of place on this album.
Yes, I mean it's got that old school. It could have been on, you know, it's got the Murder one. It's almost like this was probably one of the, sounds like to my ears like this was one of the first songs written because it was a holdover from the first stuff.
The more I think of it, really, it's like they had a couple of songs and then got told do the groove metal, and then they came.
Yeah.
It's like the album's in order of when the songs were written, but backwards, if you know what I mean.
Yes, it's a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, except for the last track.
We'll cover that in a minute.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Anything to say about Conscience? It's all right. It's pretty different, bit weird, bit
like I say, it's
too little, too late. Though, to be honest, it's pretty cold, but it doesn't really rescue the album, does it?
No, but it's just something different for your ears. I suppose they wanted to lull you into full sense of security before they hit you with track 12. I mean, you know, just fuck off with this. I mean, you know, just fuck off. I've got nothing redeeming to say about this whatsoever.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think this song's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's just absolute bollocks, and it, you know, fucking.
Hey, oh.
Yeah, I know. You know, just. I'll hammer you down into puppy food. What? Do you know what I mean?
At least he's not really rapping though, is he?
No, he's just being a prick.
I mean,
all right, you had one bad experience.
All kind of did songs not that far away from this.
You know, you had one bad experience of your
hell of a lot better, but still.
And the lyrics are just fucking terrible. And it's like, imagine if.
You know when they say dad rock, this is dad metal, isn't it? It's like
but that's a fucking insult to anything to do with dads, really, isn't it? I mean, fucking hell. It's just a row. It's an absolute abortion.
Yeah.
Lyrically, musically, it runs the full gambit of shit. And it's just a hideous, hideous way to end an album.
Yeah.
If you want to do something like this fucking puerile, do it after 5 minutes of silence. You know, it's a hidden track.
Yeah, that was a thing once, wasn't it? Yeah.
You know, like have end the album on a really good song, like put a song for you or something at the end, and then have 5 minutes of silence. Then have your attack on the people. I mean, he's biting the hand that fucking feeds him because no one's bothering to fucking see him over here, as soon as he sold his soul to America in the first place.
Mm.
So the people who paid for his fucking record deal and all the rest of it, he's biting the hand that feeds him, and you know it's one of Paul's great misfires. This, fuck's sake, I mean, terrible.
Do you prefer this or Diano?
Fucking hell! I mean, at least Diano, it come from the right place.
I've got to admit, I quite like Diano now.
I mean.
Right? And I actually nearly bought it. I've actually found a mint condition vinyl for 15 quid.
Fucking hell.
You can't get it on CD. It was never released on CD.
I mean, at least that come from the right place, didn't it? He was trying to do something different, not for the sake of it. You know, just because he wanted to do something different.
Mm.
This is trying to jump on a fucking bandwagon. And he's giving it all the tough guy bullshit. I mean, if he ever bumped into Henry Rollins in the street, Henry Rollins would stamp on his fucking head. Yeah. You know, like as we always go on about his biography. I mean, all that shit on the front, giving it all that. You know, it's just completely ill-advised.
Yeah,
and it leaves a total sour taste in my mouth as well because the back end of the album has started to rescue it.
Just starts to
Do you know what I mean? You think, oh fucking hell, perhaps I've been a bit harsh. You know, and all that. And then you get hit with this. And like I say, it's not even a hidden track. It's fucking bosh. This is the album ender. This is your takeaway from the last 45 minutes.
I'm going to be devil's advocate, and I'm just going to say, at least the song's a bit of fun. I don't think the song takes itself very seriously.
Yeah, but if anyone else wrote it, I'd agree with you. But I know full well that Paul's like, at the time anyway, he fucking meant every word of this. And it's just, oh my fucking God.
Do you reckon the song would have worked live?
Only if you never played it in America.
Mind you, getting a crowd to go, hey,
Yeah.
that ain't fucking hard, is it? No.
Well, mind you, saying that, they wouldn't have done because his crowd, he's Gumbies.
Hey!
Yeah, they'd be like,
you!
they'd be like, just
doing it. It'd
No,
be like,
not doing it.
It'd be like the metal version of Sexual Chocolate, wouldn't it? Everybody, put your hands together. Making so much shit, a beautiful crowd.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah. Mr. Randy Watson, Mr. Pauliano. Fucking hell, yeah, that's brilliant.
Heavy metal! I see you're all in the mood to rock today.
Oh, yeah, fucking hell, no, you've nailed it with that one, mate. I don't think we can. I want to leave it there because that's fucking
this is
brilliant.
the metal Randy Jackson.
Randy Watson, yeah, that's fucking awesome.
This is Randy Watson, not Randy Jackson.
Oh, fucking hell, no.
Make a lot of noise for my band, Killers, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Killers!
Oh, fuck. No, I mean, no, that's fucking brilliant. And this album, oh, mate, the promise that this album had when it started, you know, coming out of Murder One, you're thinking, yes, he's finally cracked the formula. You know, he's nailed it. It's fucking going to be an awesome album. It's the same lineup. It's going to be awesome.
And with those songs from that first album, yes, all right, stick a few Maiden songs in the live set.
Yeah.
But he could have stuck a few Battlezone songs in his live set as well. It could have.
Yeah.
He could have carried it along and
done a career retrospective and all that. But it just fucking, you know, any hope you had is just incinerated by Advance and Be Recognised. And the lyrical content of that, it just, oh, fuck off. So no, 3 out of 10, and that's generous. And that's for the 2 or 3 songs that are on the back end of the album.
I was going to give it a 4. And I never give. I'm always optimistic, you know.
You are. You always glass half full, you, aren't you? But you can't, can you, with this? Because it's.
Yeah, and like I say, I always defend Paul. I've always.
Yeah. And I think it would have been all right if this had been the first Killers album. You could have gone, all right, fair enough. He's thrown his hat in that ring. He wants to go groove metal. But you had Murder One, which is a fucking 9 out of 10 album. Stands a test of time with great songs, great music, fucking great cheesy lyrics. And then it comes along with this, and it's just like a fucking freight train just smashing through a playground. Just destroys it.
I think I've just clocked it, actually, because when we're saying, like, when does something become cheesy and when does something become naff, I think when something's cheesy, but they mean it.
Yeah.
Marshall Lockjaw, they didn't mean it.
No, he was having a... Yeah, exactly.
Rob Halford didn't mean I'm your turbo lover.
No, of course he didn't.
You know, he wasn't being serious with that. You know, even fucking Right Said Fred, I'm too sexy.
They know they weren't too sexy.
They were in on the joke. That was...
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, at this moment in time, Paul Di'Anno is 100% this character.
Yeah.
And he really thinks he could walk through South Central or, you know, fucking as it was then and come out unscathed. And it's bad, you know, and I'm glad he ain't like that no more.
Yeah, this isn't a good album. This let's just be honest. And and it's, again, this isn't. We take no pleasure. We're just being honest. This isn't. We take no pleasure.
No, as we said, if you listen to the last podcast, the last cast we did, when we did Murder One, we were creaming over it. But this, you know,
like I say, fucking Paul's one of my heroes. You know, you've been in a band, me. I fucking practically modelled myself on him at one point. Right? But just this just isn't a good album. It's just all there is to it. There's just no dressing it up.
No, that's it. It's
But there you go, folks. It's in the canon. We said we was going to cover every crevice, every dark alley with Eddie waiting at the bottom. And, it's one we had to cover. So, thanks for watching this one. Again, it's part of the series. But next week, we're...
Yeah, I mean, like I say, thanks for coming back to us in a new calendar year. 2021. Let's crack on, and we've got some good shit coming up.
Yes, we've got. This is the interesting period we've got.
Yeah, isn't it? Yes. Time. All the goalposts have been moved, didn't they?
We've got Bruce's solo period. Then there's a lot of overlooked music coming up now.
Everything had moved and changed right now, and it was all fucking coming out of different angles. It's all really cool.
And there's some real hidden treasure in the next couple of weeks, and obviously Psycho Motel as well. Yeah, so there's some real hidden gems coming up, and as much as I wanted to go through just the Maiden catalogue, the reason I went I want to do everything as well and cover everything. It was to make sure we covered this period coming up now.
Yeah, big time.
So really, really, really good couple of, I was going to say, interesting couple of weeks. We've got a couple of months coming up now.
Yeah, we have, yeah.
But it's going to be really good. I'm really looking forward to the next couple of weeks. So, thanks for sticking with us, folks, and see us all soon. Next week, do your homework, have a bit of a listen, and be prepared. We've got Balls
to Picasso.
Thanks a lot. See you soon.